let me do my. Do you guys do store or GC full alignment?
We'll do stored heading.
All right.
It's a little bit quicker.
Store heading alignment ready. Cool. All right, you're right across from me, so.
Yeah, should be fairly close. Okay, let's make sure everything's set up.
Is there anything you want me to set on the TSD for like waypoints, or just follow you completely?
No, today's going to be a follow day. Like I said, it's just purely formation. Yeah, that's all you got to worry about. Staying in formation. If everything's looking good, we'll just get you back and have you set up on a straight into land. But it's going to be a real simple day.
All right, cool. All right, I need to go back to the Lizzo seat real quick. RWR, WS, players, DCS, auto.
Alright, just got my engine 2 started.
Alright, cool.
Alright, wheel chocks are gone. Let's go on.
All right. Cool. 2 green jet.
Alright, brother. Perfect. Good call. I'm still getting spooled up, so give me a few moments. Alright, so while we're sitting here, I want you to have a radar page up and a twos page up, so let me know when you have that.
Two. All right, done.
Alright, so let's start working on some little stuff. This is a little bit more advanced. So on your UFC, where it says TACAN off, I want you to hit that button.
All right.
Okay, so now this is your TACAN page. On the top left one, first I want you to go down to your dial pad and type in 69 X-ray and put that in for the top left. Directly across where it says TACAN off, I want you to turn it on. And then beneath where it says 69 X-ray, I want you to take it to air, so you should see the star over the air to air. Let me know when you see that. All right.
Yep, done.
So now we're synced up. I want you to look at your UFD, or your MFD rather, with your twos page or your RWR, and let me know. And look at the bottom left of that. And what you should see is at the bottom left, it should say TACAN. For you, it should say 69 X-ray. It should say air to air and then /.1. And that's giving you a distance from where I am to you.
Cool.
All right.
All right. And this is how I track you in midair, right?
this is how I know. This is how I know my distance from you.
Okay.
We want to track just by eyes or radar, whatever the case may be. But this is something you can use. Next, I want you to go back to your UFD, go hit menu, kind of reset everything.
All right.
And right across from the AIC EID, I want you to hit the IFF4, click on that button, let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
All right, so I want you to put 1-1 into the scratch pad, and then I want you to click on where it says M1-00.
Done.
All right, now, right now, that's your mode 1 in the aircraft. However, it's not turned on, and the way I know it's not turned on is because there's no star next to the mode 1. So I want you to just hit that button again, that same M1-11, just click it again, and you'll see a star.
All right.
All right, do the same thing for M2. We don't put any code in for the M2 in the game. In real life, that's different, but we're not going to worry about it.
And that's preset on your plane, right? In the mission area.
In the game, it's in the game we don't even worry about it. I don't know if you do anything in a mission editor or not, but in real life there's actual code. We're not going to, but it's we're not worrying about it in DCS. And then last, I want you to put in your scratch pad 5461. And that's going to be your mode 3 code, and I want you to hit the M3 to have it changed to 5461, and then hit it again to put the star over it.
All right.
And now you should see you've got your mode 1, 2, and 3 already set up. Your mode 4 is set up automatically in the game, okay?
And that's the A and B.
That's what now?
That's the A and B in the radar IFF.
A and B?
Yeah, there's a and B mode. I'm pretty sure that's your mode 4. I don't know what they do though. Like I don't know the difference between mode 1, 2, 3, and 4 though.
So when someone is interrogating you, you've got different. So for example, if AWACS is looking at you, you can. We'll go over the differences later, but essentially it's for IFF. So that's why on the left side it says IFF. Remember I was telling you IFF is when someone's looking at you.
Yeah.
So look on the left side of the UFC, and that's IFF. On the right side, that's going to be your interrogator. That's how you're interrogating others. So for example, go ahead and hit the interrogator, and you see bars, mode 1 through 4, EID. So you're seeing all that?
Yeah.
So EID and AAI, just like I said, for the purpose of the game, are the same thing. But this is what you're looking at when you're trying to interrogate others. So for example, under EID, I've got auto ID PDT. So when I go to TWS, it's going to automatically hold, obviously if those targets are already being scanned, it's going to automatically ident them for me. It's already going to automatically interrogate. But for now, we're not going to worry about it, all right?
Okay.
So with that said, you said you're green jet, I am green jet. Let me double check everything. Make sure I got my gas on like I'm supposed to. Yep, got my fuel on. All right, brother, let's start taxiing out. I would normally make ATC calls with my SRs, didn't connect for some reason, so let's start moving. I'll turn on my taxi light. All right, those are A10s. All right, I'm coming to my right or your left. So on the next calls, you're going to hear me say, typically this is when the guys are pretty much talking shit and just mouthing away. I'm normally pretty quiet during this phase. So this is the time where, again, guys are just saying whatever the fuck they want, talking shit to each other. But the next official call you're going to hear is call ready for takeoff. So I'll go to call ready for takeoff. And then as the number 2, you'll either say 2's ready for takeoff or 2's not ready. Normally, some of the reasons that you would not be ready, you got to take a leak or something like that, or someone's talking to you, you got to take a quick phone call, something of that nature, and you'll say, I'm not ready. And that will give me the cue to just hold short the runway so that we don't take off, so I don't take off, and then you take off, and then you got something to do. So we'll just stay on the ground. As we're taxiing out, again, I'm just looking over everything, making sure everything's set up like I like it. Get the air brake up, make sure it's working. It's good. So, 2 call ready for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff, or 2 ready for takeoff.
All right, there you go. All right, so now we revert back to that briefing we had where we said we're going to do a roll and takeoff, 5-second spacing. We're going back to the contract speed, which was what speed?
300.
It's 350. And
Right.
as far as altitude, let's just go with 15,000. All right.
All right.
So I'm going to take off, go off the departure end, and I'm just going to pretty much be going straight out. Give me one moment. Let me take a look at my F10 map, make sure nothing else is around.
So you do a rolling, so you go over to the runway and then you take off. I wait 5 seconds and then go back.
Nope, you're going to be rolling the whole time right behind me.
Okay.
So you're going to keep rolling, but once you see me punch the burner, then your 5-second count starts, and then also I'm going to call rolling just like I'm doing now. So I'm going to go roll, leads rolling, and here we go. I'm sparked up.
So
yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And
that's
hit my burners.
No, and then that's the minimum spacing you can have. You still want to get lined up. You don't just automatically hit your burner if you're halfway through a turn, obviously, or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm rotating now, about 180 knots. So my next 2 calls, my next call is going to be leads airborne, wheels up, flaps up. I'm double checking, looking down and left, making sure the gear and the flaps are up.
Do you have to overly trim your aircraft as soon as it takes off?
I wouldn't say overly, but yeah, I got to trim it out pretty quickly. So you should be calling the same. You should be calling rolling, and then you should be calling airborne, wheels up, flaps up as well.
All right. 2 airborne, flaps up, wheels up.
Roger. I'm holding 350 right now, starting a very slow climb. It should be pretty much off your nose so long as you stay on runway heading.
Yep. I see your smoke right now.
Okay.
Uh, 2 saddle.
2 roger. Alright, so tell me about saddle again. What does that mean?
That means I'm 20 seconds within getting set of your aircraft.
Alright. And just also remember, that's another thing telling me the contract speed and altitude are now out the window.
Right. Forgot about that one.
Nah, don't worry about it. No big deal.
So you said left side, correct?
Yes, sir.
Jump over here then.
So I can tell you're close. We're 0.1 miles away, and then I'm also using your RWR spike to let me know that you're on the left side. And I see you now. Very good.
So this far away or a little bit higher or a little bit closer?
As far as the distance, I'm not too concerned about that. As far as the distance, that's good. But the positioning is what I want you to focus on now, and it looks like you're a relatively good position. Just, again, come forward just a little bit. So if you're looking at my left wing, you just want to pretend like on the leading edge or the front part of the wing there's a laser coming down, and you just want to intercept your aircraft to intercept that laser. So you're a little far forward now. Does that make sense as far as the positioning you're looking for?
Oh, like the edge of your aircraft, like the angle.
Yeah, so okay,
Okay.
look at my left wing. So you got a forward portion of the wing, which is called the leading edge, and you have an aft portion of the wing, which is called the trailing edge. I want you looking at the left wing's leading edge. I want you to pretend like, so you ever see one of those guns where there's a laser, you can see the laser coming out of it?
Yeah.
I want you to pretend there's a laser going down the leading edge of my left wing, and I just want you to intercept it. That's all you got to do. And
So
so
like
pretty
this.
much, yep, you're pretty much perfectly there as is. That's perfect formation right there. A little forward.
Yeah, I'm a little bit fast on the throttle.
So I want all of your adjustments to be very slow and smooth, everything steady. Don't try to rush into anything, all right? But your formation
Yeah.
work is looking really good so far. Still a little forward. So remember that laser going down the leading edge. Just slowly off the gas for a second and then slowly back on the gas. Just to readjust.
There we go.
So how's that feel?
A little bit finicky. A little bit too fast, a little bit too slow. Throttle, I have to get used to a little bit more. I'm a little bit far behind though with the.
No, I think you're, as far as the, I think you're not bad. You're a hair behind, and I think you're in perfect position about now. A little low, obviously, but you're working on that.
Yeah.
So I want you to be, again, a little slower, a little bit smoother on your corrections. That's all I want you to focus on. You don't have to tell yourself I need an immediate correction. Just, we're not going for perfection. All right, so here we are. We're going to start a slow right turn, and as the wing comes up, which it is doing, I want you to start coming up with it.
All right.
So you should be coming up and trying to stay in position. Looking really good. So again, tell me about what your positioning and where you need to be and what you're looking for.
Looking for your left leading edge. Looking for the laser and trying to just intercept it right now.
All right.
Don't overcorrect. Just smooth.
There we go. Slow and smooth. I'm not going to be doing anything herky and jerky today. Nothing crazy. It's going to be a nice, easy flight, all right? So don't worry about me pulling something out of my ass and having you spinning and all that shit. It's not happening today, okay?
All right.
It's going to be easy money for you. I can already tell. All right, I'm slowly coming back on the throttle, but that's not something I'm going to let you know most of the time. So that's something you're just going to have to be looking for. You notice you're overtaking me now. You just got to come off the throttle a little bit. So, imagining there's a laser going down the leading edge, are you in position right now?
No, I'm a little bit forward.
There you go. So again, you're putting an air brake on, which I like, which shows me how to use it. But just be a little slower, a little smoother. Just, again, I'm going to say this a lot throughout your training. We're not looking for immediate results. What I'm looking for you is to see that a correction is needing to be made and just slowly working yourself into making that correction. Don't sit there and think, oh, I got to hit the afterburner now. I'm a little back. Let me hit the burner. Or you get a little bit forward. Oh, let me hit the air brake, because now you're going to continuously be having to make corrections. So just slow, methodical corrections, all right?
All right. Lead, what's your airspeed?
I don't want you to focus on my, it's 260 to answer your question, but you're going purely off of me. You shouldn't be looking at your HUD going, I'm going to match his airspeed. You're matching my position, because at any time I can close the throttle and you can't sit there and go, dude, you said you're holding 260. Like I said before, the contract is burned. So
Yeah.
I'm focused on the mission now, and you're focused on just staying in position.
A little bit up. Close to you. Pull left a little bit. Slow down a little bit. And about there.
I'd agree, man. I think you're doing a really good job, brother. Really good job.
Alright, formation
really
flying
good.
is my kryptonite.
It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so one of the commands we'll use to get you from, at the present, you're on the left side, so I want to get you to the right side, same formation. the command that I will give is as follows: 2, switch sides, go. On the command of go, you'll acknowledge by saying 2, and then you'll push the nose down very slowly, and you'll start moving to the other side of the aircraft. Once you believe you're, again, within about 20 seconds of being in position, you'll call set or saddle, and you're pretty much looking for the same sight picture. So instead of looking at my left wing, obviously, and the leading edge of it, you'll be looking down the leading edge of the right wing. Does all that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
All right, here we go. 2, switch sides, go.
2.
Slow and smooth. There you go. Very good tempo right there. Nice and slow, nice and smooth, nice and steady. I like that.
Two set.
2, roger. Excellent. No other way to put it. Excellent. Once you get comfortable with the sight picture on that side for a little bit, and just like we did when you were on the other side, we're going to make a, well, let's get you in position. Slowly move forward just a hair. And I can tell when you're making throttle adjustments, the 15 to kick out a little bit of dirty air, so I can see you making slow adjustments, which is a good thing. Should be off the throttle. Don't worry about the air brake. Let it slowly settle in. You're a little forward. You're not worrying about it. Not worrying about the air brake. All right, so now you see me slowly coming forward. Now you're matching that, pushing the throttle forward very slowly, pushing the throttle forward, pushing the throttle forward, pushing the throttle forward. You're intersecting that line like you want to. That line's right at the nose. Now you're in position. So now all you're doing is matching. So coming back on the throttle as need be or forward as necessary. Really good job, man. Really good job. Excellent. How are you feeling?
A little bit nervous, but I think I'm getting in there.
You're killing it, bro. You're killing it. Tell me about, again, where you want to be in the wedge formation.
Right leading edge. Make sure the laser intersects my nose, and small, smooth corrections.
So again, the laser doesn't necessarily need to intercept your nose. Just any point of the aircraft. Any point of the aircraft where so don't think, yeah, I got to have my cockpit there. As any point of the aircraft, whether it's the gas, your tail, who cares? As long as it's intercepting and you can go sit there and go, my aircraft is there, you're in standards, meaning you're going to pass the evaluation for the wedge formation, all right? And right now, you're pretty much there. Right now, you're not pretty much there, you are there. So you're doing a very good job, all right?
All right.
So don't be nervous. And as you said, just slow, subtle corrections, man. That's all we're looking for. All right, so here we go. 2, switch sides, go.
2. Two set.
2, roger. Talk to me about set or saddle.
Left leading edge.
Nope.
Keep my aircraft.
Oh, no, just talk to me about the brevity code as opposed to the wedge.
Oh, set means I'm within 20 seconds, and that means, or 20 seconds of forming up on you, and the contract has been burned now.
All right. So as you can see, we're in a slow left turn, a baby turn. So just kind of getting you used to that, trying to still maintain positioning, still looking at the leading edge, and making adjustments. You're doing an outstanding job right now. But as you can see, when the left wing goes down, you've got to get beneath it in order to maintain that position.
Yeah.
Really good, man. If you were to be getting evaluated, you'd be passing for this formation setup. So really nice job.
Mostly worry about the air-to-air refueling. Never air-to-air refueled on this thing.
I don't worry about anything at all. We will 100% get you through the program if you just stick it out. All right. So
All right.
you have nothing to worry about. Especially, I can tell right now you're going to do pretty good on that, just based off of what you're doing now. So one of the brevity codes we use to get you closer to the formation or further, closer to your flight lead or further away from your flight lead, the brevity codes we're going to use for that are both close up, meaning close the formation up, or kick out, meaning, I don't know, get away from me. I don't know, layman's terms, you know what I'm saying? Get away from the flight lead. So for example, I look to my left and you're right on my ass and I go, oh shit, two's too close to me. I'll use the brevity code kick out. Now, you're asking yourself, how far do I know to go out? How far do I know to close up? You know, if I call for you to close up. The short of it is this, right? So if you look at my aircraft, the aircraft, we're flying the same aircraft. So right now, I'd say there's about 4 or 5 aircraft lengths between us, meaning there could be 4 or 5 aircraft between us, between where you are as far as the distance and where I am. So if I were to say close up, I would expect you to close to within 2 aircraft lengths being between us. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So pretty much close the distance between you and I by half. If I were to say kick out, it'd be the opposite. So instead of going by half, you'd double the distance that you are between you and I.
Okay.
So again, close up, take whatever distance you are between you and I, close it and cut it in half, kick out, double it. 2, switch sides, go.
2.
Are you within 20?
I'm super low, but not yet.
Okay.
Almost. All right. 2 set.
2, roger. Is this formation making sense to you? What are you looking for with the wedge formation again? Talk to me about your positioning and where you'd like to do, what you'd like to intercept.
The leading edge of your right wing right now.
Okay. What about the leading edge of the right wing?
Make sure the line intercepts with my plane.
Okay.
Anywhere on it.
Are you on the line now?
Yes.
I'd say you're getting there. I'd say you are about now. All right, buddy. I want you to relax. You're approved to go back and forth. This is all we're going to do on the first day. We're heading back now, and we're going to focus on some of your landings. Were you the one telling me you're having issues with landings, or no?
No.
You're good to go with landings?
Not good to go, but I can do it.
All right. So, go ahead and switch sides. Let's go to my left side. And talk to me about any type of issues that you're having with your landing. We'll kind of work through it now.
Just the general, like, I guess just the whole thing. I don't really care about landings, mostly because I never come back from taking off. Like I said, I'm mostly PvP, so I'm usually either I'm out there and I never come back. So I've landed in this thing a few times, but they were roughish. My AOA and just my general impression for the landing is just horrible.
All right. We're going to have you follow me in for landing. I'm going to kind of show you what I'm looking at for air to attack. So right now you should have steer 2 alpha on your UFC. Are you seeing that?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to hit shift and then hit the number 2 or the number 3, I believe, which is going to give you a Bravo, and then I want you to make steer Bravo your primary waypoint.
Done.
All right. So if you look on your 2's page, you're going to have a arrow that's pointing up. That's going to point you in the direction of steer Bravo. So if you're ever disoriented, you can use the 2's page and look at that arrow that's pointing up, and that'll take you to whatever steer point that you have in there. And if you look at the bottom right side of the 2's page, it says steer Bravo. It'll tell you what heading to go. So it's telling you to go on a 246 heading for 46 miles. And it'll say we should be there in about 7 minutes, 6 minutes and 59 seconds, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So are you seeing all that?
Yep.
Okay. Also on your in your HUD, right now you should be seeing a circle, which is pretty much telling you where the steer point is visually. So.
Yeah, I see it on the ground.
Yeah. Also, your last reference you have is you got the air-to-air radar up.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You should have that triangle, obviously not filled in. And that's telling you where steer Bravo is right now. So about 44 miles off our nose.
All right.
Good positioning with your formation. So 2, close up, go.
2. Two set.
2, roger. Really good formation work, man. Very good first day. All right, so tell me the distance we are from steer Bravo, or the base that we just took off. Which is steer Bravo. The base that we just took off from is steer Bravo. But tell me the distance we are from it right now.
We are about 36.
That works. Yeah, don't worry about the points. Yeah, 36 miles works. How do you get that information?
Bottom of your HUD and on your 2's.
All right, perfect.
Oh, and your radar, I guess.
Yeah, you could.
Triangle.
Yeah, you could use that if you want. That definitely works.
There we go.
All right, so let's start talking about landing this this big girl. If you zoom in, you should be able to see the airfield right now. We're setting up on a landing for runway 25. So if you actually you got VR, so you may not be able to see it, but Airfield is pretty much off our nose now. So we're going
I can see it, yeah.
to slowly start setting up to come a little right to get lined up. And then we'll slowly start adjusting left. All right, so right now we're 25 miles away. I want to start getting my aircraft set up in a landing profile by at least 15 miles. So we're going to slowly start reducing altitude, pushing the nose down. And let's come back on the throttle. So I'm slowly taking the throttle idle. I'm letting you know so that you can match me, but my throttle's back to idle, all the way back.
All right.
I'd say I'm at about a 6 degrees nose down angle, so my altitude's coming down. My airspeed is coming back very slowly. It's my goal, by the time I get to about 15 miles, it's my goal to be beneath, I don't know, 350. It's not looking like it's going to happen, to be honest, but, you know, we got to start slowing down as we're coming down. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to be there by 15, I don't think, but all good either way. So as we're setting up, we're just looking for different markers. Like I said, I want to start reducing speed. My airspeed is way too high. One of the numbers that's coming in my head is 250. Why is the 250 knots important? Do you know why?
It's no.
Okay, so we can damage our gear, our landing gear, above 250 knots. So we want to ensure that before we drop our landing gear, that it's beneath 250. All right, so right now I'm looking at my airspeed. It's a little bit too high, so I'm going to put on the air brake in a second. So just get ready to do the same. So air brake's coming on now. All right, so that I'm rapidly bringing my airspeed down. Once I get to about 275, I'm going to bring it back up. All right, coming up on 275 in a moment. So, okay, brakes coming down. And I'm pushing the throttles. We'll keep it at idle for now. Keep the throttle at idle. We're still picking up speed. All right, so if you look at the profile that we have, I've gone from about a 6 degrees nose down to now I'm at about, I don't know, 2.5, 3. I'm pushing the throttle forward very slowly. We're intercepting, what's our distance from the airfield? About?
10.
All right, so perfect. So now I'm taking all this into consideration, and I'm telling myself by the time I get to 5, I want to be beneath 250, which I'm already messing up because I'm accelerating, and I want to go ahead and start dropping my landing gear and my flaps. But look at my angle of attack. I'm only 2.5 degrees nose down right now. And what I'm doing is maneuvering the flight path vector, which is the circle with you got a line going left, line going right, and then a line going up. I'm maneuvering that to get lined up on the approach into the runway, but I don't need it. I don't need it there perfectly right now. We're just getting set up. This is a bit slower than normal. I'm pushing the throttle forward just a hair. Trying to hurry up and get to 5 miles. Let me take a look on F10, make sure no one else is up. Okay, we got the place to ourselves. All right, so now I'm coming back. We're coming up on 5 miles, so air brake is going to come up now. Air brake's up. All right, beneath 250, air brake is coming down, pushing the throttle forward just a hair. And now I'm hitting G and F on my keyboard, and I'm bringing the gear down and the flaps down. Are you seeing that?
Yep.
Okay, so at this point, I'm holding this airspeed. I want to be about 200 knots when I come over the landing threshold. So I got about 35 knots to shrug off. So I'm all the way back on the throttle. I'm really low, so I'm pushing the throttle forward actually. I'm a little bit beneath my preferred angle of attack. So I'm pushing the throttle forward. And I'm holding about 220 now. I'm getting a low altitude warning. All right, as we're getting closer, I'm all the way back on the throttle. And I'm just making adjustments for the throttle. All the way back, then back forward, a little fast. And about here, I'm hitting my air brake. Airspeed's coming back, and I'm gonna go around. Just to kind of show you what we're gonna be doing there. I'm hitting G, hitting F, bringing that stuff back up, retrimming the aircraft, and we are on the go. Did that make sense? All that look good?
Yep.
All right. So just double checking. I got my gear up, my flaps up. Airspeed's above 250. Right now, we're on a 250-ish heading. We're going to make a left turn to about a 070. So here we go. This is called the upwind. I'm not moving the throttle at all, holding the throttle where it is. Airspeed's coming back, as you can see. And again, we're just going to roll out on about a 070. Looking at the airfield just to make sure. Or maybe it's a 050, I don't know. No, the 070 looks good. All right, so once again, above 250. My throttle is all the way back. This is called the downwind. As soon as my speed gets beneath 250, all right, there's 250, gears down, flaps down. I'm pushing the throttle forward again because that resistance is going to cause pretty much the aircraft to stall if I do nothing. And now I'm holding about 330. Excuse me, 230, 225. Retrimming the aircraft, a little more throttle, a little more trim. I'm looking at the runway, looking at my airspeed, looking at my heading. All right, everything's looking good. So I'm looking at the approach end of the runway. When I intercept the approach end at about a 45-degree angle, I'm going to start turning left, push my nose down at about a 2 degrees nose down angle, and then slowly push the throttle forward, just a hair. All right, so here we go. Coming left, double checking, making sure my gear's down, flaps down. Looking at my airspeed, everything's looking consistent. All right, so it's kind of two taxiways. One's a taxiway, one's a runway, but I want to go to the further one. That's going to be our runway. A little confusing. Right. This is called base. We're base to final. I need to correct now. I'm overshooting, so I'm just turning base to final. All right, so I overshot, meaning I went a little bit past the runway center line. Now I'm correcting. And now I'm on what's called final. I'm lined up just straight in pretty much to final. Double checking down and left, gears down, flaps down, looking at my airspeed, bringing it back. 230 is too high. All right, so this one's going to be full stop. So again, I'm looking at my airspeed, 215. And again, as soon as I get pretty close to landing, I'm going to push the air brake on. But for now, we're good. Airspeed's about 209, so it's not bad. And as soon as I touch down, I'm going to push pull my stick back to start air braking, okay? So 208. Good angle. I'm at about 2 degrees nose down, so everything's looking good. Air brake's coming on now. Air brake's on. Throttle's all the way back. And I am touchdown. Brake is on. Oh, shit. Just willied. Oh, fuck me. All right, throttle's all the way, or sticks all the way back.
Cool, all right.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah. All right.
I might be doing some dirt biking here in a second. Well, that's nothing. I mean, this is planned.
Loop run to 7. And is this what you do also when you miss the runway?
Normally I blow up. Most of the time when you miss, like I just did, you'll just blow up. But yeah, are you talking about on landing?
Yeah, when you're trying to land and you go too fast or too slow and you have to like abort.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Or, like I said, I'm kind of setting you up now, and there's going to be a traffic pattern that I'm going to show you. It's called the overhead. That's going to be for the next one. But essentially, what we did is just kind of the basics of that. So that's kind of
All right.
a bit of a setup. So slow your speed down. Let's get your geared. Get everything beneath 250. Once you're beneath 250, gear and flaps. And then just get set up the same way I did.
Gear down, flip down.
Okay.
Speed up a little bit, or I'll stall. How far away do you want me away from the runway? Like 4 miles?
No, like I said, so you're looking at the approach end of the runway. So you're looking back at the runway. And when you sit there and go, I'm at about a 45-degree angle off the approach end of the runway, then that's about when you turn. There's no distance. Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay. So about right here.
That looks about right. So about 2 degrees nose down. Push the throttle forward just a hair, just to maintain speed. You're looking at the back, so you're looking left at the runway while simultaneously trying to maintain speed and get yourself lined up with the runway. So you need to come left a little hard to get yourself lined up. All right, so now we're looking at speed. You're on what's called final. And now we're worrying about speed and getting the flight path vector on the approach end of the runway.
Ooh.
So double check everything, make sure gears down, flap down, slow adjustments. And again, we want to touch down at about 200 knots. So we should be bringing that speed back. If you need to put the air brake on for a sec, do so.
All right, I should be at 200 on land.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as you're about to touch down, hit the air button for the air brake and just bring it in. Looking good. Looking really good.
As idle.
All right. Remember that air brake?
Touchdown. Air brake.
There you go, buddy. Now, your rollout, so you can see your ollie rollout, take your stick and bring it all the way back to just bring it all the way back, and that'll get her slowed as quickly as possible.
All right. Oh, so I'm doing the same thing.
Now, don't you worry about it, man. Little grass ain't never hurt nobody.
It might hurt this plane.
No, just hold what you got. You're slow enough now where it's not going to hurt you. All right, so bring the air brake off. Start bringing the throttle forward. Don't let her stop. And you may be stuck. No, you can turn her. There you go, man. That's a successful first day.
High. Cool. I'll probably have to practice the landings.
Yeah, clearly I do as well, but no big deal. Kind of important.
Maybe if I got on the runway a little bit faster, like if I touched like at the very end, would I have made it without touching the grass?
It just, just get her slowed down. It just depends. The airspeed maybe a little bit back a little bit. So instead of 200, maybe 190. Who knows? But you brought her home safe, man. I've crashed this thing many times on landing, so don't worry about it.
That's usually where I kill this thing is landings and aerial refuelings.
Well, not this time. Not this time. Let's go ahead and hop off the server. We'll do a quick debrief and we'll call it, man.
All right, cool.